conduct the Dharma talk.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Good morning, students. Today I'd like to give a Dhamma talk about a big problem that we have in our hands, the problem of zombification. Now, you may not have heard that this is a problem in our society, but it is. We're turning into zombies. Now, I don't catch trains anymore. I walk around everywhere. Just came back from a 160-kilometre walk to the Blue Mountains, Katoomba and back. But I've been told by my friends who did catch the train to Katoomba that when they get onto the trains, people don't talk to each other anymore. If you get onto the trains today, you'll see row upon row of people sitting parallel, staring at screens. We're turning into zombies. We don't even know how to look each other in the eye. Have a civilized conversation with friends on the trains. Now, you may not realize that we're turning to zombies. That's because you were born into a world full of zombies. You probably are a zombie. You wake up in the morning, you think you're looking at a human being, but actually you're a zombie. It's a big problem. So I've decided to do something about it. But first, we need to understand the definition of a zombie. So it's not a creature that has no brains and goes and tries to eat the brains of their mothers and their fathers. It's a human being who's losing their brain because they have too many material things and they overuse and they misuse technology so that they lose their skill as human beings in using their own body and mind properly. Lose their skill as human beings to relate to other human beings and other living beings because everything is being mediated by screens and machines. Screens and machines don't have feelings, so you don't need to care about their feelings. And so we forget to be considerate and mindful of the feelings of other human beings and other creatures. So here's what we're going to do about it. I've decided to create a fellowship of the white fez. Anyone know what a fez is? Yep.
It's like one of those weird cylinder things with
Yeah.
thing coming out of it.
That's right, a weird cylinder hat. Often you see little monkeys wearing them, and they're red, and they've got a little tassel at the end. That's a fez. Often they're made out of velvet. Well, I'm creating a club called the Fellowship of the White Fez. The Fellowship for the full elimination of zombification. And it's got a very, very simple premise. It's a club of people who are devoted to having less material things because they know that less is more. Less material things equals more happiness, more fun. In the old days, we didn't need lots and lots of toys and technology in order to have fun and happiness. All we need to do is use our imaginations. We could talk with our friends and create stories. And those stories would lead us into worlds of fantasy where there are dragons, princes and princesses, and we could amuse ourselves for hours just by talking. Or, if we were lucky, we had a tyre, an old tyre, in a park with a stick. And you could run that tyre down the hill with the stick. You could even put little kids inside the tyre and put the kid rolling down the hill. Or you could turn the tyre with your imagination to a castle and jump up and down it and play the king of the castle. Or you could throw the tyre into the water and swim around with the tyre. Or you could tie the tyre to a tree with a rope and you turn it into a swing. All of those things you could do with a tyre. Tyres come free. In fact, you have to pay people to get rid of your tyres these days. So people would probably pay you if you went to the local shop, to the local tyre mart and said, I want your old tyres. And they'd say, yeah, we'll give it to you. In fact, we'll pay you $50 to take it away. Compared to your latest PlayStation games, which would cost you thousands of dollars. And furthermore, once you beat your PlayStation game, you get really bored of it. But you can never get bored of a tyre. when you've got an imagination, when you can turn it into something else. Why, the other day when I was walking through the Central Coast, I saw a tyre that was turned into a pot plant. Well, not a pot plant, but a pot for a pot plant. They cut the tyre up and pulled it out so it looked like a lotus, and then they filled it up with dirt and then planted a tree on the inside. So, the principle, number 1 of FES, the Fellowship for the Full Elimination of Zombification, is less is more. We reclaim our humanity by having less material things so we can have more imagination, more humanity, more fun. And the other 2 principles are the proper usage of technology and the moderate uses of technology, so that we don't become slaves to the machines. But as human beings, we retain our proper role as masters over the machines. So when we lose our humanity and we become slaves to machines, we become zombies. Lined up inside the trains, squeezed in like sardines in a can, unable to think for ourselves, unable to feel life on the inside, because everything has been sucked into an electronic screen. So, this is the world that we live in. You need to ask yourself, are you turning into a zombie? Are you going home every day playing way too many games? Chatting all the time on social media? Watching YouTube all day? Hardly seeing your brothers and your sisters or your family? Getting to dinner? And when your parents try to start a conversation with you, they go, and you go, how was your day, dear? Back to texting behind my back. Or are you a full human being who is able to create paradise from a tyre and a stick? Anyway, FES is a long project. So I'm just introducing it to you now. It'll probably be a club where we come together in secret and wear a white fez together to save the world. But please look onto the walls of this school for more details about how we're going to develop the Fez Club. That's my dumb talk for today. Thanks for listening, kids. May you all be happy and well. And may we all reclaim our humanity and stop the zombification of the world by wearing white fezzes. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.